My name is Lena, and I want to start this story with the moment I realized something was deeply wrong. 24 hours before my wedding, my mom blocked my number. Not accidentally, not temporarily. I saw it with my own eyes. Her name disappeared from my message screen, replaced with message not delivered. And when I called her, straight to voicemail. That was when I knew my own parents were not coming to my wedding. Before I tell you how everything spiraled into this nightmare, make sure you like this video and subscribe, because this story is not just about a broken family. It is about the day I learned I was never supposed to outshine the golden child. I was sitting on my bedroom floor with my wedding dress spread around me, crying so hard my chest hurt. My fiancé Daniel kept rubbing my back, whispering, "Breathe, Lena, please breathe." But I could not, because 10 minutes earlier, my sister Ruby posted a photo captioned, "Flying to Miami for a spa week. Cannot wait to relax after all this wedding drama at home." She put a laughing emoji. And then my mom commented, "Have fun, sweetheart. You deserve it." My wedding was tomorrow. I remember staring at that screen, my entire body numb. My parents were not traveling. They were not sick. They were not stuck. They were choosing spa week over me, over my wedding, over their own daughter's happiness. And it all started 3 months earlier. We were at a restaurant. The whole family. Me, Daniel, my parents, and Ruby, my perfect older sister. Ruby got married 2 years earlier. A beautiful wedding. Classic. Elegant. Expensive. Perfect Ruby, perfect wedding. Perfect life. My wedding was going to be different. I wanted bright colors. Dancing. A live band. A sparkler exit. Just a celebration of joy. Halfway through dinner, my mom cleared her throat. "Lena, about your wedding." I smiled. "Yeah? What about it?" Ruby stared at me with this fake sweet smile. I should have known she was behind it. Mom said, "Your budget seems high." I blinked. "It is the same as Ruby's." Mom shook her head. "No, Ruby kept hers tasteful." "You are making yours flashy." Dad added, "It makes you look like you are showing off." I felt heat crawl up my neck. I am not showing off. I just want something fun. Something colorful. Ruby leaned forward. "But it is kind of embarrassing, Lena. It looks like you are trying to outdo me." I laughed nervously. "Outdo you? I am not competing with you." Ruby tilted her head. "You say that, but your plans say something else." Mom nodded. "People will compare. Lena, they will think you are trying to make your wedding bigger than your sister's." Dad took a sip of water. "And frankly, that is disrespectful." My stomach dropped. Disrespectful? Daniel reached for my hand under the table. I asked, "So what do you want me to change?" Ruby answered softly, like she was a saint doing charity work. "Tone it down." I stared at her. "Tone what down?" "The lights, the music, the guest list, the fireworks, the dress, the entrance, the theme, everything." She wanted me to tone down everything. Mom added, "If you want your father and me there, you need to make sure it is not louder or bigger than Ruby's." I felt like someone punched me in the chest. "You are giving me an ultimatum?" Mom did not even blink. "It is not an ultimatum. It is respect." Daniel spoke up. "This is Lena's wedding. She gets to choose what she wants." My dad glared at him. "You would not understand. You are not family yet." I squeezed Daniel's hand. "It is fine." But it was not fine. Nothing about that moment was fine. The next week, my mom started calling daily. And every call sounded the same. "Do not do fireworks. Your dress is too much. No sparkler exit. No themed cocktails. Ruby did classic drinks. Do not invite that many coworkers. Keep the music softer. No dancing shoes basket. Ruby did flats. Do not serve a 5-tier cake." Every request came with the same threat. "If you want us there, tone it down." I said no at first. Then I said no again. Then I said no again. But each no hurt a little more. I spent nights lying awake wondering, do my parents really think I am trying to compete with Ruby? Do they really believe I would use my wedding to prove something? Why are they acting like Ruby is the standard everyone has to follow? One night I actually cried myself to sleep, at 27 years old, because my family made me feel like a jealous child. The final blow came when my mom sent me a long message. I remember reading it slowly, my hands shaking. "If you refuse to respect your sister and this family, then we will not attend. We will not associate with this drama. You are choosing to embarrass us. Embarrass them. My wedding was embarrassing. I wrote back, "What if I keep everything exactly as it is?" Her reply came instantly, "Then you will be doing it alone." I stared at the screen until the words blurred. Daniel tried to comfort me, but I barely heard him. All I could think was, they actually meant it. They will actually skip my wedding. Because of Ruby. The next morning, Dad texted, "We stand by what your mother said." And Ruby sent, "Honestly, Lena, this is your fault. You always overdo things for attention. I hope you learn from this." I blocked her. But not my parents. I kept hoping, praying, begging the universe that they would change their minds. 3 days before the wedding, I still had hope. I sent my mom, "Please come, please, I want you there." She responded 4 hours later, "Tone it down and we will come." I felt sick. 2 days before the wedding? Nothing. 1 day before? Blocked. That was when I broke. That was when something inside me snapped. Not anger. Not yet. Just grief. The type of grief you get when you realize your parents will never love you the way you love them. I will never forget the silence. My wedding dress hanging on the door, my bouquet in the fridge, my phone on the nightstand, screen dark. My parents were not coming. My sister was not coming. Only Daniel's family. And my friends? It should have been beautiful. It should have been magical. But all I felt was abandonment. Daniel sat beside me, rubbing my hand. "I am so sorry, Lena. It is not your fault." He kissed my forehead. "We can still have a beautiful day." But my chest ached. I said quietly, "I just wanted my mom to zip up my dress. I wanted my dad to walk me down the aisle." Daniel pulled me into his chest, held me until I stopped crying. But the pain stayed. I woke up feeling hollow. My bridesmaids surrounded me with love and laughter, doing their best to fill the silence. But every time the door opened, I looked up, hoping, praying. Maybe my mom would walk in and say, "We changed our minds." Maybe my dad would be holding a suit jacket, saying, "I could not let you walk alone." But it never happened. At 11:12 a.m., a notification pinged on my phone. My heart jumped. "Mom? Dad?" No. It was Ruby. She posted a video at the airport. Caption: "Spa week begins. No stress, no drama. Just peace." I stared at that screen for a full minute. She was smiling, laughing, happy, while I was hours away from the biggest moment of my life, with no family in the building. I put the phone down and whispered, "I cannot do this. I cannot walk down that aisle without them." My maid of honor kneeled beside me. "Lena, your parents are adults. They chose this. Do not let them ruin your wedding." I nodded. But inside, I was shattered. The ceremony was outside. Beautiful. Sunny. Music playing softly. People turning in their seats. Daniel standing at the altar, smiling at me with so much love I felt my throat tighten. I held my bouquet. Took one step. Then another. Alone. My dress brushed the ground. The wind lifted my veil. Every face was kind. Except the 2 faces that were missing. As I reached the halfway point, something in me cracked open entirely. Not sadness. Not grief. Something else. Something sharper. Something brand new. A seed of anger. A seed of revenge. A seed of truth. And it would grow bigger than any wedding. But not yet. Not today. Today, I just walked. The wedding itself, it was perfect. The pictures. The speeches. The dancing. The sparkler exit. Everything I dreamed of. But even perfect felt wrong without them. I did not check my phone until late at night. When I did, there it was. A voicemail. From my dad. Left during the ceremony. I pressed play. His voice sounded annoyed. "Lena, this is disappointing. We told you the conditions. You broke them. Enjoy your wedding, I guess." I closed my eyes. Then another voicemail. "My mom. We saw the pictures your cousin posted. Lena, it is too much. Too bright. Too tacky. You embarrassed yourself, not us." I felt my stomach twist. They were watching. They were judging. But they refused to come. Daniel walked over and hugged me from behind. "I love you," he whispered. "I love you too." But my heart was no longer just broken. It was angry. And when I am angry, I get quiet, very quiet. Because that is when I start thinking, planning, And something happened the next morning that pushed everything over the edge. The morning after the wedding, I was packing my suitcase for the honeymoon when I heard a knock at the door. It was soft, slow, almost guilty. Daniel frowned. "Did you order something?" "No." I walked to the door, opened it, and my blood ran cold. My mother was standing there, in sunglasses, holding a small gift bag, acting like she had not broken me the night before. She smiled a tight smile. "Lena, we need to talk. There is something you do not know." My heart pounded so loudly I thought I might faint. Behind her, I saw my dad walking up the driveway. Both of them, both parents, looking serious, looking nervous, like they were here to confess something. I whispered, "What are you doing here?" Mom took off her sunglasses. Her eyes were red. "Lena, your wedding was the least of the problem." She stepped inside, closed the door, and said, "There is something about Ruby's wedding we never told you." I froze. Daniel grabbed my hand. Mom looked at both of us and whispered, "Please sit down. You need to hear this." And when she opened her purse, I saw documents, photos, receipts, all stuffed inside. My heart almost stopped. What were they hiding? What had they done? And what did it have to do with my wedding? Mom took a deep breath, opened the folder, and said, "Everything you thought you knew about Ruby is a lie." I felt the world tilt. And then the doorbell rang. Again. Loud, urgent. Mom whipped around toward the door like she had seen a ghost. Dad whispered, "Oh God, she came." I looked at Daniel. "Who came?" But no one answered. The doorbell rang again, louder, angrier. Mom whispered, "Lena, whatever you do not open that door." And that was the moment I realized this was not just family drama. This was something darker, something they were finally afraid of. The knocking turned violent, not polite, not unsure, aggressive, like someone wanted the door off its hinges. The woman grabbed my wrist and pulled me away from the entrance. "Marissa," she whispered, "if you open that door, everything I have been trying to warn you about becomes irreversible." My throat tightened. "Who is it?" I whispered. She did not answer. Another bang, this time louder. My whole body flinched. Whoever stood out there was not just impatient. They were furious. The woman signaled for me to stay silent. She leaned in close to the peephole, exhaled sharply, then backed away. "It is your brother," she whispered, "Eric." My stomach dropped so fast I swear I felt the floor tilt. "What? How? Why is he here? He does not even know—" "He knows," she interrupted. That scared me more than anything so far. "How?" I whispered. She walked toward the table again, grabbed the folder, and slid out a printed screenshot. A text message thread. My mother's name at the top. I read the most recent message. "Eric, if she shows up at the West Line, stop her. Do not let her see anything." My fingers went numb. The knocking stopped suddenly. The silence after was somehow worse. Then, "Marissa?" Eric's voice came through the door, muffled. "Open the door, now." My breath caught in my chest. He sounded nothing like my brother. No warmth. Just command. The woman stepped in front of me. "Do not speak," she mouthed. "Marissa!" Another bang. "Open the door or I swear—" I pressed both hands over my mouth. Tears pooled instantly. Why was he here? Why did he sound like that? What had my family told him? The woman moved fast. She grabbed her phone and typed something quickly. "He cannot stay," she whispered. "He will not leave until he gets what your mother wants." "What does she want?" I asked through shaking breath. The woman looked at me with something I could only describe as pity. "Your silence." My skin went cold. "What? My mother? Silence about what? What could she possibly be hiding?" Before she could answer, Eric's voice came through, low and dangerous. "Last warning." The woman pulled me toward the bathroom. "In here. Do not make a sound." She shut us inside and locked the door. My hands shook uncontrollably. The bathroom felt too small, too bright, too silent. I whispered, "Who are you?" She hesitated, then spoke. "I am someone your mother has lied to as well, and I am done letting her destroy people." Before I could ask more, the sound of a keycard sliding into the lock echoed from the next room. My heart almost stopped. A keycard? How did Eric have a keycard? The door clicked, swung open. His footsteps entered the room, Slow, heavy, deliberate. My pulse pounded so loudly I was sure he could hear it through the bathroom door. The woman pressed a finger to her lips again. She mouthed, "Stay behind me." Eric opened drawers, opened the closet, walked around. Then his voice cut through the room. "I know she is here. Mom said she would come. Stop hiding. Mom said she would come." The sentence made my knees weaken. He stepped closer to the bathroom door. The woman whispered so quietly I barely heard it. "If he forces the door open, let me talk. Do not say a word." The footsteps stopped right outside. The doorknob moved. Then, a loud metallic crash. The hotel door had slammed again. Someone else entered the room. A woman's furious voice sliced the air. "Eric, what are you doing here?" My mother. My breath left my body. Eric sounded startled. "Mom, what are you doing?" "I told you to watch the lobby, not break into the room." "You said stop her." "I meant stop her from talking to anyone, not this." They started arguing, harsh, heated, panicked. Inside that bathroom, I had never felt smaller. The woman mouthed, "Now you are hearing the truth." My mother's voice rose. "If she gets her hands on those papers, everything falls apart." My chest tightened so hard it hurt. Everything falls apart? What did that mean? Then Mom said something that shattered me so deeply, I lost the ability to breathe for a second. "She is too emotional. She is too easy to manipulate." I thought we kept her dependent enough, but apparently not. I felt like I had been punched. The woman grabbed my hand, squeezed it. Eric hissed back at Mom, "Well, if you had not drained her accounts over the years." "Shut up!" my mother snapped. The bathroom door suddenly rattled as Eric grabbed the knob again. The woman stepped in front of me. For a second, I thought that door was going to fly open. But then, a loud, firm command. "Sir, ma'am, you cannot be in this room. You need to leave immediately, now." Hotel security. Thank God. My mother started arguing with them, her voice shrill and out of control. "We have permission. My daughter is in there. We are protecting her." The officer cut her off. "Both of you. Out. Now. This room is registered to someone else." Their voices got pushed farther away as security walked them out. The room fell quiet again. The woman exhaled like she had been holding her breath for 5 minutes. She unlocked the bathroom door slowly. "Marissa, you need to sit down." I stepped out, shaking from head to toe. She handed me the folder. Inside were documents. Bank statements. Wire transfers. Medical invoices. Life insurance paperwork. Emails. My name was on everything. But the withdrawals. The credit changes. The insurance updates. The forged signatures. None of them were mine. My mother had been managing the emergency account and my personal information for years. But this was bigger. Much bigger. Then I saw a paper that made my vision blur. A life insurance policy. Under my name. Beneficiaries, my mother and father. Value $500,000. Effective 2 months ago. My knees gave out and I sat on the edge of the bed. No. This is not real," I whispered. "It is," the woman said softly. "Your mother has been consolidating everything under your identity. And the flight cancellation? She never planned to take you to Hawaii." I covered my mouth with both hands. My whole family. The lies. The stolen money. The sudden hostility. The canceled ticket. The way they tried to stop me from coming here. It all hit me at once. "Why?" I choked out. The woman looked at me with deep sadness. "Because you were the easiest one to take from. Because you trusted them the most. And because—" She stopped. I stared at her. "Because what?" I whispered. She hesitated, then handed me the final page. A printed email. Sent from my mother's account. Subject line, "Her Hawaii accident." My hand started to shake violently. I forced myself to read the next line. "We need the payout processed quickly." My vision went dark for a moment. The words blurred. My mother, my own mother, had planned something far worse than stealing my savings. I felt my heart break in a way I had never felt before. The woman placed a gentle hand on my shoulder. "Marissa, they were not planning a vacation. They were planning a cover story." I could not breathe. My mother did not want me on that trip because I was not supposed to survive it. A cold wave of terror moved through my entire body. I whispered the only words I could manage. "What do I do now?" The woman looked at the door, then back at me. Her voice was calm, controlled. Steady. Now, she said, you fight back. And you take your life back from them, piece by piece. I wiped my face, swallowed hard, and nodded. And that was the moment everything inside me changed. I was done being their wallet, their scapegoat, their easy victim. They wanted me erased? Fine. But first, I would destroy everything they built on my name. And I would do it in a way they never saw coming.